different roles we can play in paddling together, then the boat is likely to sink. The other thing which he struggled for is democracy, the voice of the people, the rule of the people. And that struggle is still pertinent today. Eusi Kwayana, I congratulate you on the milestone which you've made. We look forward to you having continued life and health, and look to you for continued guidance. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. We only take 2 to 3 minutes tribute, please, because the program is not moving ahead as we got expected. So tribute will be 2 to 3 minutes. Just remind everybody what you have to say. Okay? Let me tell Brother Hamilton.
You want to start?
You want to start? All right.
My dear friends, my name is Hamilton Green. We gathered here on this tent, cool and refreshed by the northeast trade winds, the same trade winds that brought many of our ancestors to be enslaved and dehumanized. Mr. Former President, my good friend, illustrious Eddie Grant, we are here as free men to pay honor and homage to a Guyanese of magnificent proportions, Brother Eusi Kwayana, a man of great statesmanship, a man who has seen all the wiles of life, but remained constant to a patriot par excellence. It is unnecessary for me to say the things which have already been said and which will be said, except my own memory as a youngster, 18 plus, being outside of the public buildings when the first democratically elected members of parliament, dressed in white, strolled majestically into parliament buildings. The 6 ministers, led by the 3 J's, Janet Jagan, Jessie Burnham, and Jane Phillips Gay. The 6 ministers, Forbes Burnham, Chetty Jagan, J.P. Lachman Singh, the 2 youngest, Eusi Kwayana, Ashton Chase. And it was a magnificent day for youngsters like me. But I want us today, as we gather, to perpetuate the memory of this great man. I will, on other occasions, speak of his good eating habits, because I remember many of us making a joke when Eusi were eating nuts and we were eating beef. All those who joked are gone. And recently, my wife has put me on a diet of nuts. because I want to make the century. My friends, I make a plea to all the organizations here and to all of us, the local authority, to come together this week, the next week, and ensure erect a monument in honor of this great Guyanese. A monument so that the youngsters in Buxton and beyond will traverse this area and learn about a man who did all he can to make Guyana good and great. If you agree, say yes. All right. When the committee is put together, that yes must translate into dollars. So that when we meet again, it will be to unveil a monument in honor of a stalwart, a giant, a Eusi Kwayana. God bless him. God bless you all. And before I leave, so that my wife don't put me out, she's asked me to convey happy birthday and best wishes to him. God bless you all.
Yeah.
Greetings, Buxton. Good night, and greetings to Brother Eusi Kwayana on his centenary. My name is Ako Mututa, and I came in from Trinidad and Tobago to be part of this event. I have known Brother Eusi in the revolutionary movement. I was part of an organization called the National Joint Action Committee, more popularly known as the Black Power Movement. And it's through that organization I first met Brother Eusi Kwayana. Everyone knows he's a legendary figure, as we have all heard tonight. But for me, he is more than an icon. He's more than a legendary figure. He is a time traveler. I had a discussion with him in Atlanta not too long ago. As I lived in Atlanta for a while, I'm now in Trinidad. And we were speaking about our days in the revolutionary movement. And I said to him, Brother Eusi, in the days of the movement in the 1970s, I never thought I would live to be 25 years. Such was the oppression and the terror that was unleashed on us during those days. And he said to me, I too never thought I would live to be 30 years. And the fact that he is here with us today, celebrating 100, he's more than just an icon. He's a time traveler. And I hope that the words that have been expressed here in terms of establishing a monument goes beyond that, and that the state honors him by making him a national hero, because he is a national hero. And I've not heard enough of that tonight. He must be recognized as a national hero of Guyana. And today, brothers and sisters, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this outpouring of love and support for our elder brother, iconic figure, and time traveler, elder brother Eusi Kwayana. Thank you very much.
All right, we have some tacit drummers here who've been waiting for quite a while, so we just give them the opportunity and we welcome them to Buxton. This is a reflection of Brother Eusi. Amerindians, East Indians, Africans, the Europeans, we're all here to recognize his contribution to Guyana. Over to the TASA group. Wonderful, wonderful. Put your hands together. Wonderful. Rapatika, 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 yabantoya. Rapatika, yabantoya. Rapatika, rapatika, yabantoya.
Right, we'll now have a fusion of the African and the Indian drumming. So Master Chucky, Wonderful, man. This is culture, man. This is Guyana, one nation with one destiny. I'll take what Takuma won't say, then we'll take Honorable Eddie Grant, and then we'll have a representative of the Kwama family, Brother Owini Kwama, who was tragically gunned down during the years of struggle here in Guyana.
Thank you, Brother Chair. Jambo family, special jambo to Brother Eusi Kwayana. Before I speak, I want to say that I'm representing in this tribute myself, the Working People's Alliance, and I'm being asked by AGDA, who have had to leave a little earlier, to speak on their behalf. So I have this triple responsibility, and I will try to do it in a very short and effective way. Firstly, I want to take this opportunity as an African elder and as a person who almost grew up in the homes of the Kwayanas. It is there I was nurtured. So by the time I got my daughter, Sister Kwayana made sure that I knew how to handle the young as she passed coffee and bako in my hands. So I want to invoke the presence of Sister Kwayana and bako, because I am conscious that this celebration would not be complete and would not be African unless we complete the cycle of the Kwayana household. I want to say that as a member of ASCRIA, when I met and joined that organization, my life has changed forever. And whatever I become in a large way is due to my contact with Brother Eusi Kwayana, Sister Trico, and all the comrades in ASCRIA. I want to say that this celebration is extremely important for all of us as an African family, as a Guyanese family, and as a human family. I want to also take this opportunity to ask the permission of Brother Kwayana to continue to say a few more remarks, because he schooled us that we must be careful not to pour praises and homage to our leaders when they're alive. The proper time for that is when they have passed, because once they're gone, they can't do anything to make us have second thoughts. And this has been a profound philosophical point for me in my dealings with our comrades and our leaders. So tonight I want to ask the permission of Brother Kwayana to say some things in a more glorious way I think he deserves it at this important age of 100. We don't have to wait until his departure to let him know and let the world know that he stands for nation, the African nation and the Guyanese nation. History. It is important for us as we pour praises to our elder, our monitor, our father, our leader, our Baba. He means that to many of us, and for us in the WPA, he means all of that. And for us in Agda, he means all of that. But we want to say that while this is a fitting event for Brother Kwayana at this important age, we must rededicate ourselves to do something much more. I remember as a young person in Agda, in Askria, Kwayana always told us that the true liberation of the African people will not be a true liberation until there's a liberation of all the people of Guyana. And I want tonight for us to pledge in his presence that we will make sure that we honor this, and we will make sure that our country have a total liberation, that every race in Guyana could be proud. This must be our commitment. As a product of the Cultural Revolution which he started, and that revolution I know will live long after he have gone. It is reflected in the names of our children and children to come. My own name, Mabutu, and my own name, Takuma Ogunse, was given to me by Sister Traiko Kwayana. And it been passed down to my daughter. And I know that the cultural revolution which he started has not been completed. And we must commit ourselves as an African people to complete the cultural revolution of our people. Finally, I want to say in Agda behalf and on the behalf of the Working People's Alliance and on my own behalf, I want to say that we understand the complexity of the human reality. We may not be or never be a perfect people, but in our imperfection, we believe there could be great honor. And Brother Kwayana stands among us as a symbol of perfection to which we strive. And we want to say collectively, Brother Kwayana, your life has been a life that all of us have been made proud. And we want to say to you, we will return the same commitment that you have given to us. We will return it to the future generations of Africans to come, the future generations of Guyanese, and the future generation of all human beings. Thank you and good night.
Now it's time for a icon from Pleasance, Mr. Eddie Grant. Please, come on, better than that. Do better than that, come on. Yep.
Hello, Africa. God get it tonight.
Thank you. Good evening, Buxton. Good evening. And I come from Pleasance. Pleasance, along with Buxton, is well known all over the world for one reason or another. Tonight, I'm so glad to be here because you don't know my story. Even Brother Kwayana didn't know my story. He didn't know how I came to be me. Now, I'm not talking about playing music. No, no, no. That's only part of me. I'm talking about me being me. From 7 years old, long before he was Kwayana, he was Sidney King. I was about 7 years old and living under circumstances that anybody would not be proud of. But he liked Pleasance. Don't let him tell you no lies. Put your hand up, Brother Kwayana, if you really love Pleasance. He don't put his hand up. But he used to come to Pleasance every Sunday, and he'd sit under the house of the Robinsons. I was 7 years old, and on Sundays, I picked the gray hairs out of my great aunt's head while he was teaching the young boys, the ones like 15, 16, all about Africa. At 7 years old, I didn't know what Africa was. I'd read Enid Blyton, I'd read all the school books. Matter of fact, so I knew a lot of things about a lot of places. I didn't go to his school. He came to my village, and there I heard about Africa. And there I saw young men who were wild bridge boys being converted into young, strong, educated men. These are guys that were carpenters, masons. They were not highfalutin anything. They were just ordinary. And I was extraordinarily small. And I listened. And every time I'd get carried away listening to this man, I would pull one of the black hairs out of my aunt, and she screamed like hell. So I don't have to get back to the job of pulling the hairs. He mentioned people's names that I'd never heard before. And he was suggesting to all of those young men that they change their names to African names. I didn't understand the significance. But at 12 years old, I left Guyana and I went along with my brothers. And then I started hearing what's talking about. I heard the first fight that I got into in England was because a young white boy, my age, was taking what we call the Mickey out of the name Lumumba. He was going and looking me in the eyes and doing that. Well, that is fighting. I'm sorry, I come from Plaisance. You don't do that. You don't do that to my face. And so the fight took place, and I bit the guy like Tyson. And at the same time, the headmaster happened to be my friend. And so I became a staunch, well, those of you who know my music will know I became a staunch supporter of all things African. I started to understand, thank you, I started to understand things that were not being told us in school. You know, every politician, sorry, I didn't want to talk about politics, but it is so endemic in our situation that I have to talk about it. Every politician that gets into position says, I am going to concentrate on education. My question always is, what education? Because we are still stupid as hell. We have not taken the lessons carefully. We haven't listened. We haven't seen what is still being perpetrated on us. We haven't taken the lesson of Kwayana. And I think that that is a shame. Before I wish him happy 101, because he's there now. He's past 100. 100 is boy stuff. He is on his way to the most beautiful part of life, where you don't have to worry about anything that anybody says about you, because you have done your job. Uncle Eusi. Somebody's talking in his ear. I'm speaking to you. You're with me now. We spoke in Atlanta. I was introduced to you. You didn't know me, but I was educated by you. There have been many very strong black men who, in the face of colonialism and all the other isms, had to charter their way. Loss. Congratulations. Long life. Thank you, bro. What can I say to a man who have made 100 years? What can I advise I can give to him? But to remember that many of us knelt before him. His life has been a barometer for many like us to emulate and live. Eusi, my name is Lincoln Lewis. You will remember me from way back in our grade days, young in the 60s, 70s. I mean, look young, but they're wrong long. I listened to so many persons tonight, and I want to say that at least many have acknowledged while he is alive that he has touched their lives in a positive way. We can talk what we want to say. In his public and private life, he has been a beacon, he has been an exemplary citizen. When I get like you see, I want people to talk not only the good things like tonight, but more things. Because you have helped in shaping, as I said earlier, lives like mine. I'm a trade unionist, but many will not know that the second organization I joined in my adult life was ASCRIA. And because I joined it because of the influence of Eusi, who visit my father's home and these things. You know, what you have done has caused me to be strong unto today. You have taught us one thing, that if you don't know where you're coming from, you will not be conscious as to where you ought to go. 5 young ladies confronted me yesterday on an issue, and they asked me, why are you so strong? I said, because I remember my ancestral roots. For young African men, and his dignity in understanding or identifying your roots. That little teaching has, in some way, helped me in putting my roots, but my feet as I walk 6 weeks 4 across the land. Man, to tell me who I am and what. Thank you for what you've done, and others to understand. Happy birthday. You're 100, as Eddie said, 100 plus. I am not here to challenge it. I am here to say that when I get to your age, I want to do the same things and more. Happy birthday. And God bless you.
All right, so we'll have a representative of the Kwayana family, Brother Eusi Kwayana, and then we'll have Lyndon Franz doing some cultural things, and then we'll have the response from Brother Eusi before the Yoruba singers takes to the stage.
Thank you. We're here to celebrate Baba Eusi Kwayana's 100th birthday. He's the only one here, I think, at that age. And as the brother just left said, he's not here to challenge it either. So will I not. Brother Eusi Kwayana, Baba Eusi Kwayana, and my father were brothers in Austria. In Austria, I was never a part of thought or anything of being in existence. My father met my mother while they were in Austria. So I was wondering at one time if Brother Eusi had anything to do with it, but I will ask the question. Anyway, my name is Eusi Kwayana. Brother Eusi knows me as growing name as Kwanzaa. My brother Eusi Kwayana sits there. My sister Odessa Kwayana. My brother Eusi Owen Kwayana is not here. My sister Yabo sits there. My brother Kofi is there. My brother Bako is not here with us this evening. Sister Shaiko, who is Brother Eusi's wife and a mother to us all, she's here with us in spirit. But just to say a little, everyone has said everything that can be said about Eusi and his contribution. My father and Brother Eusi, brothers together in Austria, also became brothers together in the WPA. I don't need to give you the education on any of these groups, you know them all. Now, while in the WPA, I lost my father tragically. He was assassinated. Most people probably don't know the story, but they might probably know of our next hero, Dr. Walter Rodney, who was assassinated just after. So it was a sad time for us as a youngster. And Brother Eusi Kwayana and Sister Shaiko Kwayana were there for us while we were growing. I was at the age of 7 when I lost my father. It wasn't an easy life. It was tough. There was never a time when my mom went to Brother Eusi for assistance and wasn't granted it. Sister Kwayana would always find time to pack a little bundle in those hard times to send from where she was in the US for us so that we can survive and live. My mother never took another husband, sorry. I never had a stepfather. Never took one. No one was worthy of the position, sorry. So we grew without a father until this day. Now, the things that God used to do in all of his life, to this day, seeing 100 years, being a part of parliament, being a politician generally, being part as a government, as a minister, with the way he served the people with ethics, standards. Today we wish those politicians would follow suit so we can have a better country. I'm not talking on one side, I'm talking on both sides. They fail to follow an example that still lives. I don't know what they're waiting for, what they're looking at. I'm a public servant. I'm not ashamed to say it. But we could have a better public service standard if they can only follow what Brother Eusi did and listen to what he had said to help with all of us, especially those who are serving in the public service. Now, Brother Eusi, when he was in Parliament, I've learned his pay, he took his pay and put it together to help the women in Buxton to establish small businesses. I stand corrected, but I heard of it. And the amount of women that came to him for assistance in his time when he was active in politics, I have never heard of any case where there was a report on sexual harassment or molestation or anything of that sort. And that is an example for our politicians, young politicians to do. Never heard of anything like that. I have here in my hands a poster. I think it's actually a program. Most of you have it. If you look at the front of it, you see a handsome guy. If you look at the back of it, you see an even more handsome guy in the silhouette with his wife. Look how handsome he is. At the front of it, look how handsome he is. Today at 100, look how handsome he is. And guess what? Guess what? When he went to Parliament, it was never an issue that I'm the most handsome person in Parliament when he had to give a speech or anything. He did what he had to do for the people of Guyana, and he served. So today, those young politicians on both sides, for Baba Yusi's speech, and they might be lucky to live to see 100 years old. Well, Eusi Kwayana, Baba Eusi Kwayana, happy birthday from the Kwayana family and all others who were not here to give that to give you that well wishing. But I am happy to be here in presence with everyone serving and celebrating with Eusi today. Thank you very much.
Before we bring Brother France, the Boxing Friendship Museum Archives and Cultural Center has a short presentation to do, so we ask that they do that now.
Sorry. Sorry, you can step over this.
Good evening, everyone. We're from the Boxing Friendship Museum, Archives and Culture Center, and we're here to present a humanitarian award. A humanitarian award to Baba Eusi Kwayana. Boxing Friendship Museum, Archives and Cultural Center, BFMACC, supported by the Friends of Villages Museum and Archives, Inc. in the USA. Humanitarian 2025, Eusi Kwayana, in recognition of Baba Eusi Kwayana 100 years, our strong celebration and his contributions to the villages of Boxing Friendship, its environs, and the people of Guyana, we hereby present him with this award of acknowledgement. We are uplifting and saluting your resolve, humanitarianism, and commitment to universal transformation through education as you continue to critique race and racism, culturism, plantocracy, the doctrine of party mercy, world market colonialism, capitalism, globalization, marginalization, theology, truism, reality prophecy, the crown, emasculated imperials, costume of colonial humanitarian, dominated by European and Indo-Europeans.
Social stratification and conditioning, Gandhiism, Federation, Caribbean Unity, universal brotherhood, reparations, the indigenous perspective, and the struggles of the downtrodden, liberation struggles. Hence, the here and the now, we are presenting you with our Buxton Friendship Museum Archives and Culture Center Humanitarian 2025 Commemorative Award, April 5th, 2025. Signed here, Karen Day, Secretary. Yours truly, Cecil Simon, President, and Keith Easton, Founder, Curator, and Administrator. Thank you very much. Somebody is collecting this on behalf of Brother Eusi. Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you very much.
So we're gonna have culture by Brother Lyndon France and Associates. And as far as culture is concerned, Brother Eusi taught us all kinds of things. But I hope that before he goes back to the States, he teaches me how to fly and how to appear in the House are the President and Vice President. So I could drive the living fear in the backside. But you from the need the drummers. Brother Andy and the rest of the crew. Drummers, drummers. You got to make some work.
Hey, good night, everybody. Brother Eusi, joke you're listening to right now. All right. I still remember how you remember my voice when I come and see you last year. Still got a powerful brain partner. All right, everybody, we plan to do, at least some talking on Buxton, how this village was purchased. It was 7 miles long and all these kind of things. But because of how late we running, we're going to just stick to a piece of culture called Nancy's Story. And Nancy's Story involves everybody.
But just 1, 2.
So please play Nancy. Ready? Nancy. Story. Nancy. Story. All right, so we're going to tell you the story about this hillbilly that grew up in Buxton. Nancy. Story. Nancy. Story. Kali. Freddie Bandula. Nancy. Story. So when this little boy growing up, he's a sweet boy. Walking down the road calling Nancy. Story. When the girls that see that he used to sing for you, Nancy. Story. Oh, Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam, Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam, Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam, Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam, Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam. Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam, Freddie Bandula, Doolam, Doolam.
Nancy.
Story.
Nancy.
Story.
So Freddie don't be by now, we get enough responsibility. Nancy.
Story.
Tell him what you want, wife. Nancy.
Story.
She said, boy, if you get wife, you got for work, you get responsibility. Nancy.
Story.
So Freddie, take your wife. Nancy.
Story.
Freddie now find work, so he decide you go push Nancy.
Story.
Nancy.
Story.
When Freddie left bush now, Nancy.
Story.
Your wife start to show own story, Nancy.
Story.
Nancy.
Story.
So, Freddie, you don't know how we get the news, he start to call Nancy.
Story.
But we believe we get the news because the Bible better do the work like talk, Nancy. So you walk the place and you sing. Man a bush a ass, man a rose a bass. Man a bush a ass, a man a rose a bass. Man a bush a ass, a man a rose a bass. Nancy. So if you sing like that, people must want to know what make them so happy. Nancy.
Story.
So they start PP story. Nancy.
Story.
And somehow word get to Freddie. Nancy.
Story.
So Freddie give up his claim of bush. Nancy.
Story.
He come home. Nancy.
Story.
Then kind of where you come from bush. You come with steamer. You land a big market. Nancy.
Story.
You catch your train. Nancy.
Story.
Then kind of Buxton train station. Other train station master name Sam. Nancy.
Story.
Keaton Sam grandfather. Nancy.
Story.
He like people and like talk. Nancy.
Story.
So as soon as Freddie reached Buxton, Nancy,
Story.
here you sing for Freddie. Walk money. Then man, what are you building? Walk money. Then say, man,
What are you building? Story.
Super 36.
That's it.
Nancy.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, Freddie gone home with passion, Nancy. You reach out, Nancy. Start one big story, Nancy. Accuse someone of all what she know do, Nancy. So she starts saying, why this thing not happen, Nancy? She said, I same way you left from Simia, me gang gang, Simia. Nobody not touch 'em.
Simia, for the chamber pot. Posey, all them name they used to call her. Nancy. So she bend down, forget how she posing. Nancy. So see, he rose from the back. Nancy. He run and all up on this one. Nancy. Story start. Nancy. You mama come back, Nancy. See what go on, Nancy. She run outside, she said. Come back here, man, and step on her. 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 Step on her. Come back here, man, and step on her.
To come down. That's it! I'm going to now, try a thing. It's a one thing, man. She come down. Nancy! I'm walking on girl now. Well, here is where the problem, they right away now. Nancy! Some girl come on the stage right away. Well, you know, it's a beauty contest, right? So, box and girl come and swarming, smiling, modeling for the judges. Nancy! One of the first to box and girl. Nancy! So they give final jolly one up. Nancy! And then ask, go and go girl.
I look at you every morning. The beach for global down.
I'm no say. I'm In the face and the worst, no state. Bobby on the ass. In the face and the worst, no state. Bobby on the ass. In the face and the waist, I have no state. Bobby on the ass. Oh, the Mount Zion. You asked us to some folks, but before I have to tell you the story. So, this is how we expect them to box them. Right? The train, when they put in the train, used to run from Jackson to Rose Canal. All the way this train passing, I show you this respect. You know what the train says? Backward, better, backward, better, backward, better, backward, better, backward, better. That's it. You know the respect the train used to show Boxer when it passed. You lose Boxer, you switch. Boxing tractions, boxing tractions, boxing tractions. You never get the ice bag, Boxer. He has a bad pass. I think Holy Mount Zion. Today I watch. All I see of Africa is Mount Zion. My mother is in here. Africa is Mount Zion. Village. My mom is I don't. I can go to them because they have spread racist. I'm Forward to Mount Zion. Mount Zion. This is water. Where the water there? This is water. You have one piece or a hot one? All right, just all right. Thank you. When we remember Zion, carry us away from you must oh, let us find our mouth, and the meditation of our hearts. We have set the good way outside. Babylon, is that God, only I will remember. When we remember Zion, because of Babylon, when we remember Zion, we shall go back. Yes, come on. Please don't touch your mic. Please don't touch your mic. It's okay. Please don't touch your mic. Don't touch your mic. Baba, the microphone for you to speak to your family. Master ceremony, will it be on? And again, Alexander, thank you very much, everybody. Coming out evening, this afternoon. I hope it is not getting too late for you. I am a bit bad fun. Mike. Give me a card, this one. Give me a card, this Mike. Let's press stop. Or check it, one of you. I thank you for your patience. I thank everybody who felt free to come and speak. In all cases, I was the person benefiting from this freedom of speech because you always say a happy birthday. Not everyone gets a happy birthday every year. It's no ordinary thing. And this is no ordinary birthday, too. Last year, I was 99, the year before. I want to take you into my confidence and tell you, becoming 100 is a very scary thing. Not amusing at all. Unfortunately, I lost my vision about a year ago when I realized I could no longer operate the computer or read as I used to. But my gal Pickney, Yabo, had presented me with a device. I'm not naming it because I'm not advertising for them. And with this device, I could get things on audio. But a year ago, the device changed up its behavior. I had been writing in the Guyana Press, and I don't know if the two things are connected. But when I asked for the regular news broadcast, and the one I listened to was Don Mosley, is it? Gordon Mosley? Yeah. News report, something. They stopped. News source. News source. They stopped giving me the whole broadcast and would only give me clipping. And that's where I am up to now. Sometimes
every night before I go to bed, between 11 and midnight, and you can call me at any time of the night. I answer the phone. And the phone I answer is a house line. I don't have a cell phone. And they stopped giving me the whole report. Or giving, not me, but giving the whole report. That's his style. But I suffered from it because I used to be able to keep up to Diana's affairs fairly up to date. No, I can't. I have to take what you give me. So that's where we are. So tonight, today, before we came here, we had two little rituals, two little ceremonies. You know, it all goes, I see myself and count myself as a Bostonian by choice. I was born in Eusi next door, on the plantation. Somebody was telling us earlier of the plantation and how it had to do with all of us. I learned last year there were plantations in the northwest, rubber plantations, which involved labor by the indigenous people we have been trained to call American Indians, and they are not Indians. So we have that common bond. And everyone knows my gospel about the villages, and that gospel has not changed, and the villages became
Just something like that. Put it back.
apart from thanking you for the many important things you said about me, you said things that I don't know. I have been active all my life, I guess. And you can't do everything wrong. You must, but perhaps by mistake I did it within at least people. I don't know. I'm essentially a teaching animal. That is my acting activity. When I said so, I think the people were like, now what I want to say to them, I'm talking about because it's new, it's hard, and I'm going to ask you to think about it seriously. What is it? As you know, in my political activity, I have gone on hunger strikes, which we call fasting, for various causes in various places. Someone remarked that in the Caribbean, we use that weapon, which is an Asian weapon mainly, to draw attention and public conscience to abuses in public life. I discussed in a small committee, and at this time, the committee was members who organized this event. We are just winding down. And I thought of many of them, they were on the move, they had things to do, but this idea came into my head, and I could do nothing about it. And I did not want to decide on it alone, but I am taking responsibility for it. It's coming from me. Don't blame the committee for it. And this is what I was thinking. This is 100. You can't go on doing what you used to do all the time. What role are the people playing on this? And I came to a leap in my consideration about Chinese people, working people, like ourselves here. And I felt that I should take on the responsibility. Are you there? I hear the mic came on. I will say that I thought of something, some piece of activity in which I could appeal. I mean, I want to appeal to you as individuals, as members of the human family. And I'm going to put it very straight. And it includes freedom of action. It's not a police thing. It's not anything that you have to do. It's something I'm asking you to consider so that we all collectively take on responsibility in Guyana for change for the better in Guyana. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about deep change, which comes from a deeper place than the politics that we hear about from this. So what is it? I began by saying that I have gone on hunger strikes. In 1953 was my first hunger strike. Are you hearing? he called me, I called it to class. As Dr. Hines has reminded the country, I was an associate member to speak of the Indian National Congress, which was based right here in Boston, right here. And I, as a member of the African community, joined India in their support for home rule in India. And I went with them to places talking, and I was sitting and talking about Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi and Nehru. So that I did not build up any myself or people. The Indian National Congress headquartered in Boston. A village founded by African Guyanese coming out of enslavement. Another way is historic development. I mentioned that how I got to be happy to stand. It's something that raised from time to time. So what is my response? I have several Congress rights at various times of year with domestic issues in Guyana, issues abroad. I remember once the American president bombed an Arab country, and my response was a hunger strike and the war memorial, all day. People told me I was crazy. People always think I'm crazy. You know that, you know. Tonight, after long, deep consideration, I said I must challenge people in Guyana who listen and who are concerned about themselves and the future, and challenge them how by naming a piece of activity that you can do, that you can join me in doing because I will do it. And what I'm talking about, don't leave at this point, please, don't run. You'll notice that there's a lot of freedom and elbow room in it. It is a short one-day fast, hunger strike, for a maximum time of 1 day. And what is the purpose of this fast? So that each person, from her own decision or his own decision, person of any reasonable age, can say, I am doing this so that we can get change for the better in the young. Many of us believe that what we do comes from a deeper part of us, which some of us call spirit. Those of you who knew freedom offers, Mama Freedom, may not know under this life of a member of the spiritual church. But that was taken in the spiritual church came from an African spirituality called
Aku jatuh for yellow. Ingrid, what you have? Look like my last card. Oh, don't make a few bad now. Look like we're a couple of oh yes, did he call me the yeah, he does. Right up. No, everybody. I just began to like the last time. Just I'm out of here. Hey, I'm out.
We will not be celebrating 100. So perhaps fasting may do the opposite than cake. So we have an email address. I'm going to ask my calculator to give me the correct one before I announce it. And I want you to go home and consider whether you can be a part of it. I don't want you to say anything here. I don't want you to come to the mic and expose yourself. I don't want anyone to target you and put a brand on you. This is private. Go home, explain my lot or a day, or half a day. Time is 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. On the day we agree, and we're not asking for a number or an answer now. Today is the fifth. To send it and say, add me to the first want to know how many things we will miss, who will decide who wants to tell the day. This is not going in the paper. The name is not going on the paper. The name is not going to be announced except you announce it. This is a personal action. People are invited to have a sense of personal responsibility. If we are non-human, if we are saved, then all of it are responsible. So freedom is something which all of us reasonably have an interest in building. Not only for 1 year, or for a year, for all time. And even though we are building it for all time, every now and then we have to go and shake it up. Because people with power are insensitive. And they don't even realize that they are exercising oppression. So that is my recommendation. I'm inviting you to join. Not only me, but let us join one another. And what we are going to make public is that this hunger strike has so many people taking part in it. 10, if we have 10, I am happy going along with it. If we have 20, 31, I'm not looking at numbers, but I hope we can get as many as possible so that we all who have this dual nature, material and spiritual, we all have those. We are exercising the spiritual faculties given to us in order to create better human conditions. And I have written here the verse. Is it 1 year time? 1 day past 2025 at gmail.com. ONEDAYFAST 1 day 2025 at gmail.com. And we are inviting you to have until next Saturday to make up your mind. When you make up your mind, please send to that email address and say, I will take part in the 1 day class. You sign it or you're not signing it to your email address, and you click. And at a later date, we will let the world know how many people from this birthday celebration resolve to do some part of this 1 day class, the entire day or part of the day. It's up to you. You fill in the email address and you join it to the best of my capacity. It is so many hours, so many meals, you decide. So it is not something going by order. something that we can do. Each individual, we all have different capacities. Please consider whether this is something you can do. If you don't do it, you are not an enemy. If you say I can't do it, other people not to me, that's fine, because what we are defending is freedom. And you can't bully people to have a certain state of mind. That is what I wanted people to believe. And that is my response to the tributes paid tonight, mainly to one person and a few others. And I'm turning it back. I'm saying, if you think times of struggle some of us carry on are helpful, consider joining. And consider joining the minimum. All within that period of time, then after today's working, we run to get the different and then we will get a response giving you 5 minutes for the action you are taking to take. She's very flexible. She's very flexible. If you want to miss 1 meal, 2 meals, you say that to the meal request. And what they know who is responsible, but what they want to drop in here is their number. They want to be able to tell the person because of this birthday gathering, X number of people agreed to put some pressure on themselves on the stomach as a contribution to the struggle for freedom of expression, for improvement, for a better level, quality of life in there, all around the world, especially at levels of administration, government, and public responsibility.
Did as much as we can about it. This was a tremendous force. It changed. Kwayana stopped. Kwayana stopped. She was a family member. So how she made the political party is most political party that the parties are. You only want to change.
You don't have to be a comrade or an activist. You have to have a conscience. And even if you have a conscience, and suppose you have an illness, and you understand the doctor is not likely to make you. That's one thing. You don't become an enemy. Take the next time when you get it. Those are the so-called rules surrounding this appeal that I am making. It's an appeal. I ask you if you think this is something you can do. As close to yourself and your loved one as you are serious about improving the quality of life in Guyana. Will be over. Again, thank you very much. I'm very much honored by this turnout. I can't see because I don't see now these days. From all that has been said, and I welcome the variety of people from various political corners. I felt free to come to this event organized by young people who have faith in humanity and are fighting for a better future. Thank you very, very much for turning out and for listening.
I just want to make an announcement before we turn it back over that we'll be at the University of Guyana. I'm Father did an interview with the Elton McCray. Nothing about politics, but about growing up in Guyana culture. As we know, storytelling is what's going to bring us back home, because storytelling people use to manipulate our minds. You know? We can tell our own story, and we have some glorious stories to tell. So that's what will happen on April the 9th, I believe. We'll announce it again before we leave at the University of Guyana. Everybody is free to come. It's going to be a screening of an interview, as well as a more intimate ground distance. Over to you, Brother Dion. Everybody having fun yet? You have songs going. You ready for some music? You really have songs. So let people come from far. You ready for some music?
All right. Now we're gonna have homegrown and good Yoruba singers, and Ezzy may want to tell you about his close connection with Aspria and Brother Eusi, but they are going to play us some music, and they also have been a long existing. I know all the other bands have disappeared. Yoruba singers, Sit on the Slickers, Some Dimension, Cannonballs. But Yoruba singers is alive. And so put your hands together for this group as they're going to fill our hearts with some powerful music.
Yes. Something like you're making music? That is ready. I'm going to just start playing.
Correct. Watch me. You see it? Quick throw. Yeah, that's right.